Imagine waking up tomorrow in a country most people only hear about in the news and realizing it might actually be one of the least competitive places in the world to start a business. Sounds unbelievable, right? Most people get this wrong. But here's why: while headlines focus on conflict and uncertainty, what almost nobody talks about is the silent opportunity hiding underneath the market with low competition, tapped demand, and very few formal businesses. And this is where things get interesting, because today we're going to break down exactly how you can register an LLC in Afghanistan step by step, what it really costs, what risks you need to understand, and whether this is an opportunity or a trap. But here's the problem: Afghanistan is not like registering a company in the US, UK, or even India. There's no smooth online portal, no instant approval, and definitely no click here and you're done. Instead, it's a process that mixes paperwork, patience, and local knowledge. So if you're serious about understanding how this works and why some entrepreneurs are still doing it, stay with me, because what you're about to learn might completely change how you see emerging markets. Let's start with the basics. An LLC, or limited liability company, in Afghanistan is a formal business structure that protects the owners from personal liability. That means if the business faces debts or legal issues, your personal assets are generally protected. Simple in theory. But in Afghanistan, setting one up is more than just paperwork. It's about navigating a system that is still evolving. Now imagine this. You're an entrepreneur named Arjun. You've been importing goods across Central Asia. One day, you notice something unusual: certain products that are common everywhere else are extremely scarce in Afghanistan. No local producers, very few competitors, high demand. You start asking questions. How hard is it to start a company here? That's when you realize almost no one outside the country even tries. And that's your first advantage, because opportunity often hides where complexity scares people away. But here's where it gets dangerous. Low competition doesn't mean low risk. And before we talk about the registration process, you need to understand the environment. Afghanistan's business ecosystem is influenced by political conditions, regulatory changes, and infrastructure limitations. Rules can change quickly. Processes may not always be consistent. So if you're thinking long-term, you must approach this with caution, local partnerships, and flexibility. Now, with that reality in mind, let's move into the actual process of registering an LLC. Step 1 is choosing your business activity. This sounds simple, but it's more important than most people think. Your business activity determines what approvals you need, what taxes apply, and whether your business is even allowed under current regulations. For example, trading, construction, logistics, and basic services are among the more common business types, but certain sectors may have restrictions or require special permissions. This is where many people make their first mistake. They assume all businesses are treated the same. They are not, and choosing the wrong category can delay your registration for months. So take your time here. Define exactly what your business will do. Now comes step 2, choosing a company name. Again, simple but not really. Your company name must be unique and not already registered. It also must comply with local naming guidelines. Here's the surprising truth: in many cases, names that seem available may already exist informally. And because records are not always fully digitized, verification can take time. This is where working with a local consultant becomes extremely valuable. They can quickly check name availability and avoid unnecessary delays. Now step 3, preparing your documents. This is where things start to feel real. To register an LLC in Afghanistan, you typically need a copy of the owner's passport or ID, passport-sized photographs, a business plan or activity description, proof of office address, articles of incorporation, details of shareholders and directors. If you're a foreign investor, you may also need additional approvals depending on your business type. And here's where most people underestimate the process: documentation must often be translated, verified, and sometimes physically submitted. No shortcuts. But here's the upside: because the system is fully saturated, once you're in, you're ahead of most competitors. Now step 4, registration with the relevant authority. Historically, businesses in Afghanistan were registered through the Afghanistan Central Business Registry, also known as ACBR. However, processes may evolve, and depending on the region and current administration, you may need to go through updated channels. This is why staying updated or working with local experts is critical, because what worked last year might not work today. Once your documents are submitted, the review process begins. And this is where patience becomes your biggest asset. Approval can take anywhere from a few days to several weeks, sometimes longer if corrections are needed. But here's what most people don't expect. Once your company is approved, you receive a business license that legally allows you to operate. That moment changes everything, because now you're not just exploring an ID, you're officially in business. Now, step 5, opening a business bank account. This step is often overlooked, but it's essential. To operate legally and handle transactions, you'll need a corporate bank account within Afghanistan. And here's the challenge: banking infrastructure exists, but it may not be as seamless as what you're used to. Documentation requirements can be strict, and international transfers may involve additional scrutiny. But once your account is active, you gain the ability to operate more efficiently and build credibility. Now, step 6, tax registration. Every business must comply with local tax laws. This includes registering for a tax identification number and understanding your obligations. And this is where things get interesting. Tax rates in Afghanistan can vary depending on the type of business and revenue levels. In some cases, taxes may actually be lower than in more developed economies, but compliance is key, because penalties for non-compliance can be severe, and in a system with fewer safeguards, mistakes can be costly. Now, let's pause for a second. At this point, you might be thinking this sounds complicated. Is it really worth it? And that's a fair question, because this is where the story of origin continues. After going through the process, dealing with delays, and navigating challenges, he finally launches his business. At first, progress is slow, but then something unexpected happens. Because competition is so low, his products start gaining attention quickly. Customers who had limited options now have a reliable supplier. Word spreads, demand grows, and within a year, he's operating in a space that would have been impossible to enter in a saturated market. This is the hidden advantage. But here's the reality check: not every story ends this way. And this is where you need to think like a smart entrepreneur, not just an optimistic one. Let's talk about the risks. Political instability is a major factor. Regulations can change without warning. Access to infrastructure, including logistics and internet, can vary depending on the region, and international perception can affect your ability to partner with global companies. This is where it gets serious. If you're not prepared for uncertainty, this is not the market for you. But if you understand the risks and plan accordingly, you gain access to something rare: a market where first movers still exist. Now, let's bring this all together. Registering an LLC in Afghanistan involves choosing a clear business activity, selecting a compliant company name, preparing and verifying documents, submitting registration through the appropriate authority, opening a local bank account, registering for taxes. Simple steps on paper, complex in execution, but powerful when done right. And here's the deeper insight most people miss: this isn't just about Afghanistan. It's about understanding how opportunity works. Because the best opportunities are rarely obvious. They are hidden behind complexity, uncertainty, and discomfort. That's why most people never find them. But you're not most people. You've stayed through this entire breakdown, which means you're already thinking differently. And that's the first step toward becoming more business-minded. So before you make any decisions, ask yourself this: are you looking for easy, or are you looking for opportunity? Because they are almost never the same thing. And if you found this breakdown valuable, if it opened your eyes even a little, make sure to subscribe. Because we're going deeper into global business, hidden markets, and real-world opportunities that most people never even hear about. And trust me, this is just the beginning.